All right, let's dive in. The Korean AI scene is buzzing, huh? You've sent over a ton of stuff and, well, OpenAI, Elon Musk, even the Olympics, it's all happening. Ready to get into it,
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing the pace of change right now. And some serious questions are popping up too.
for sure. Speaking of OpenAI, grown-up mode, what's the deal with that?
Seems like they're realizing people want to push the limits, so maybe fewer restrictions, more freedom for applications, but that always comes with, well, responsibility, right?
Right, more power, more responsibility. Makes sense. But there's more. They're combining all their models, like GPT and O3, into one GPT-5. Big implications there, I bet.
Think of it like instead of separate tools, you have this one mega tool that can handle anything. Easier to use, probably even more creative uses we haven't thought of yet. And from what I saw in those articles, GPT-5, free for everyone, unlimited chat.
Unlimited. Wow. That changes things, doesn't it?
It could. Suddenly, anyone can use this cutting-edge AI no matter their budget or skills. We've never seen that before.
But there's got to be a catch, right?
Probably. Free access is huge, but I'm sure they'll have paid tiers for like faster performance or extra features. Plus, they're doing this sign-in with OpenAI thing, like how you log in with Google.
Interesting. So they want to be the place for AI, just like Google is for search.
Exactly. And their Model O3 had just won gold at the International Olympiad of Informatics, 18th globally, beat a lot of humans. Shows you what these things are capable of.
Seriously, that's incredible. But then there's this other side, unrestricted AI. Deepfakes are getting scarily good and easier to make.
Yeah, like Alibaba's animate anyone to. A few clicks and any image is moving realistically. Amazing for creative stuff, but also, well, misinformation.
Especially with those ByteDance models, G.O.Q. and G.O.Q+, making fake ads and influencer stuff. It's hard to know what's real anymore.
It is. That line between real and fake is getting blurry. Imagine AI influencers, or worse, propaganda.
So OpenAI is being careful, but then this unrestricted stuff is exploding. Very different ideas at play.
And that's where Musk comes in. Launching Grok 3 says it's the smartest AI on Earth, trained on, get this, 100,000 NVIDIA GPUs, no restrictions on image generation either, unlike some others.
That's a bold claim. All that computing power. What does it even mean for Grok?
Well, feeding it that much data, it could get really good at processing information, seeing patterns, being creative. Musk's betting that more data, fewer rules equals smarter AI.
Fascinating. Totally different from OpenAI's approach. But it's not just the giants. Perplexity AI launched deep research, making those advanced features available to more people.
Exactly. Perplexity is all about making complex research easy. Now, with deep research, anyone can get those powerful tools. And they teamed up with Cerebras to use the Sonar API for crazy fast speeds.
Sonar API, I'm not familiar with that one.
So think of an API like a translator between different programs. Cerebras makes AI hardware really powerful stuff. Their Sonar API lets Perplexity use those processors so even complex searches are super fast.
So it's not just the AI, but the whole system around it that matters. This stuff is moving so fast.
It is, and that brings up the ethics of it all. Remember DeepSeek? They had that controversy about how they were collecting data.
Yeah, what happened there?
Well, they listened to the criticism, at least somewhat. No more tracking keyboard patterns, which was a big concern. It's a good step for privacy, but it shows the debate we're having. How much data is okay? How do we balance progress with protecting people?
Tough question. And then there's the energy usage of AI. Remember all those worries about ChatGPT? Your research suggests it might not be as bad as people thought?
Yeah, the data shows one ChatGPT query uses less energy than a 10-watt light bulb on for 5 minutes, and way less water compared to things like watching TV or even having a hamburger.
Huh. So maybe the environmental impact isn't as apocalyptic as some were saying. Gotta look at all sides. But let's zoom out to the global picture. The EU is investing a ton of money in AI, right?
Yeah, 220 billion, something like 300 trillion Korean won. It's a global race now. Everyone wants to be at the forefront of AI because it has the potential to change everything.
What does that kind of investment mean for Europe specifically?
Well, it could speed up development, bring in the best minds, create a boom in new tech across industries. They're serious about this.
And the Bank of Korea just released their own report, right, about how AI will affect their economy. What'd they say?
They see it as a potential solution to some big problems. Korea's population is aging, there are labor shortages, AI could boost productivity and make up for that.
Sounds good, but I'm sure there are downsides too.
Definitely. They're worried about the gap between big and small businesses. Not everyone can afford to invest in AI, so it might not be a fair playing field.
And what about jobs? Everyone's talking about AI replacing humans.
Yeah, their report predicts over half of Korean jobs will be changed by AI. Doesn't mean mass unemployment, but people will need to adapt, learn new skills, work alongside AI instead of competing with it.
Feels like a turning point, you know? AI is getting so advanced so fast, and the consequences are huge.
Absolutely. We're just at the beginning. And it's not just about the tech, it's about how we use it, what kind of future we build with it. Actually, this reminds me of another development. It's amazing, isn't it? Powerful AI coming out, solving problems humans can't even touch. But then this worry about what it all means if we're using it right.
It's like we're in a movie, right? But it's real. What gets me is this stuff messes with what's real at all. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Like those deep fakes, right? The better they get, the harder to tell, is this actually happening or just pixels on a screen? Makes you wonder who to trust at all.
Yeah, it's like we need new rules for thinking in the age of AI. How do you know what's true if there's bias baked into the AI itself? Feels overwhelming, honestly.
It is a lot. And it's not just the fakes. It's everything AI makes. Text, images, videos, the whole way we get information is changing. Hard to know if it's reliable anymore.
It's like, can we even keep up? As AI gets smarter, we need rules, right? Ethical guidelines? But who decides that? And will those rules even work next year when the AI is even more powerful?
$1 million question, right? It's messy. We need everyone talking. The tech people, the governments, people who think about ethics, regular folks like us. Gotta build a future where AI helps, not hurts.
It's good that, like OpenAI, they are thinking about safety, building it into their process. But with all this unrestricted stuff out there, it feels like we need the whole world talking about this, not just one company.
Absolutely. Needs to be global. If every country does its own thing, it'll be chaos, right? We need to agree on what's right, what's safe, or things could go really wrong.
And while we're figuring out the ethics, there's the whole money side of things, too. Your research showed both good and bad impacts there.
Yeah, AI could change industries completely. New jobs, more efficiency. But what about the jobs it takes away? What if only the huge companies benefit and the little guys get left behind?
Two sides to every coin, huh? That Bank of Korea report, over half of their jobs changing because of AI. That's a lot of people. What could we even do to get ready for that?
Education, I think, is the biggest thing. Retraining, learning new skills that AI can't do, or at least can't do yet. Not just tech skills either. Got to be creative, problem solve, adapt fast.
So it's not just what we learn, but how we learn. Always got to be picking up something new, otherwise you fall behind.
Exactly. And it's not just on individuals. Companies got to help their people learn too. Create a culture where everyone's getting smarter all the time.
This is huge. We all got to rethink how we work, how we learn, what AI's place is in all this.
And that's what this deep dive is all about, right? You sent us these amazing articles, we've pulled out the key stuff, and hopefully it helps you, the listener, make sense of all this.
It's a lot to take in, the new AI models, the ethical debates, the economic stuff. But what does it mean for you listening right now? That's the question.
How do you handle this new world? How do you use AI without getting burned by it? How do you even stay informed when things are changing so fast?
Big questions and no easy answers. But if you're curious, if you keep asking questions, learning, you'll be able to make smart choices about AI. You'll be part of shaping it, not just letting it happen to you.
That's the key. It's not set in stone what AI becomes. We're all building it together with every choice we make.
And speaking of choices, look at these companies. OpenAI with GPT-5, Musk doing his own thing with G.O.Q., Perplexity making AI easier to use. Everyone's finding their own path.
And each path has good and bad, right? OpenAI's one giant AI could change how we use it completely, but what if it has bias we don't even realize? Musk wants no rules, which could unleash amazing creativity, but also danger. Perplexity wants everyone to have access, which is great, but then how do you keep data safe?
Man, it's an exciting time to be paying attention to AI, that's for sure. New stuff every single day. That's why we do these deep dives. We want to help you stay ahead of the curve, make sense of it all.
We're here to give you the tools to understand AI so you can make the choices, build the future you want.
Wow, we've covered some serious ground here. So much to think about. Any final thoughts before we wrap things up? What should our listeners really take away from all this AI stuff?
I think the main thing is AI isn't some far-off thing anymore. It's here, right now, changing everything. And we can't be scared of it, but we can't ignore it either. Gotta be, what's the word? Informed.
Informed curiosity. I like that. Keep learning, keep asking those questions. If we don't pay attention, AI will just shape the world without us.
Right. And that's where those articles you sent come in. They show all the different sides of this, good and bad, so we can make smarter choices.
Yeah, we saw how AI could solve huge problems like health and climate change, but also how it could be used to lie, cheat, even make things more unfair.
It's like AI itself isn't good or bad. It's just a tool. It's us, how we use it, that makes the difference. We got to make sure it helps everyone, not just a lucky few.
Couldn't agree more. This isn't just for the tech geniuses or politicians to figure out. It affects us all.
And that starts with learning, educating ourselves. The more we know about AI, the better we can make choices, stand up for what's right,
We got to be sharp, question what we see and hear, and be involved citizens. It's not enough to just understand the tech stuff. We got to think about the ethics, the big picture of how it changes society.
Those articles you found, they ask some really important questions, like how do we make sure AI is built ethically? How do we stop bias from sneaking in? What will jobs even look like in a few years?
These are hard questions, no doubt, but we can't stop asking them. That's kind of the whole point of the deep dive, right? Give you the info you need to think about this stuff, talk about it with others, build the future we want, not the one we just stumble into.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, right? Especially now. The more you know about AI, the more you can make it work for you, not against you.
This has been amazing. Really got me thinking. We've just scratched the surface here, but hopefully it's enough to get you started.
Don't forget, all those articles we mentioned are linked in the show notes, so if anything caught your attention, you can go deeper.
So exciting to see what happens next with AI. I'm glad to have you all along for the journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep those questions coming, and keep learning, because in the age of AI, knowing what's up, that's the real superpower.